I can't ask for anything more than that. Like he saw what he tried. He saw what he saw. He believed it. He threw it. It didn't come out of his hand right. But what he saw was exactly what I saw, and I can't ask for more than that from your quarterback.
I don't know any yellow jackets that have no interceptions. I'm just saying.
Exactly. There you go.
It's going to happen. If you throw the ball, Woody Hayes said that only one good thing can happen.
The only way we can catch it. That's it. That's it. That's it.
But, one of the points in the game, and usually we talk a lot about this stuff even before the show, but it just kind of came back to me, where I talk about the guts and the fortitude. So you guys are up. It's 13-19.
Mm-hmm.
You opt to go for 2.
Oh yeah.
What was going on? How does that? Was it did you have the momentum? Did you feel like the boys could get it? Did it feel like a risk to you at that point?
Again, like I'll be perfectly honest with you. The most calm that I was during the game is the last 2 minutes. I don't know, but it was literally like there was no one in the crowd anymore. Like I really zoned out. Like it was one of those, that basket is this big when they talk to you. Like I just felt like, and in the calm, there's some things that we were saying I can't say online.
Yeah.
But there were some things that we were saying that, okay, this just has to happen. This just has to happen. And I truly feel, man, you speak things into existence. And at halftime, they'll tell you, I came in, I said, we're gonna go out there, we're gonna score 21 points, we're gonna get on this bus, we're gonna be happy. And then on our last drive, I looked at all my coaches. I pulled my headset down. I said, we're going to score, and there's going to be a minute left. What are we going to do? So I already had the plan to go for 2 because I already knew we were going to. I already believed in my heart of hearts that we were going to score. Like, and I said it with vigor, and I said it with confidence. Like, hey, we're going to score, and we're going to score fast. What are we going to do? We're going to go for 1, or we're going to go for 2. And I had it in my mind that we're going to go for 2, and I just believed.
I'll tell you what, Coach. It's one of those things that, I make a lot of references to Xbox and that sort of thing. It's real easy to call 2 when you're holding a controller.
Yeah.
It's a whole different story when you've got 11. 15 to 18-year-olds to count on to get it done. But you guys got it done. And, you had a moment at the end of that game that, I think is probably going to stick with you for a long time. There was a picture of you and Sam Cancel embracing as you had, you were thanking the great Lord above.
Yeah.
You had a big moment, but, I talked about a surprise, Coach. I got to ask, which moment was bigger, that one?
Closer and closer to the end zone. I know we were getting closer and closer to winning the game. Other than that, that's like the biggest feeling you can ever have, is scoring a touchdown to win.
Good for you. That is awesome.
I want to tell you guys at home, I absolutely did not give him any he had no idea that was coming. I knew that video existed on YouTube, and I had to find it. It's this.
Yeah, that was a hacksaw Jim Duggan.
But, that video I had to bring it up because it's a big game back in your high school playing days, beating a very good Riverside team. I believe that was for the NEC championship.
Yeah.
You get to see Terry wearing the Letterman, and he talked about how he is an alumni, inherited alumni of this Lakeside. But what are the differences? You've had success in the high school level, at the college level, and the professional level. You've traveled around the country. You've got to see some of the best athletes that walk the halls, that play on the field.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like comparing that to grab that win on Friday? What was is it a comparable feeling, or does that Friday just?
Yeah, like it's, I can't explain it yet because I haven't given myself a chance to, like I'm going to celebrate it at the end of the season, like what everyone says, that's what I'm supposed to say. But that's I didn't know what was going to happen. I didn't think about, you think about you don't think about that part. It just is literally a rush of emotion. Like I just lost my mother right before Mother's Day, and that's the first thing that hit me. Like, man, my mom's not behind me. Like, I can't call her, I can't tell her. You know what I mean? I was happy, and I was when I almost fell to bended knee. That's when that's what hit me. Like, this is real, man. This is what I do. Like, this is my job, and people are cheering for my job. Like, and it's a good feeling. Like, you've been a coach, I've done all those things. I've been a player, I've been a fan on all levels. Like, there's nothing like that. There's nothing, and I really don't. I don't have an explanation. It's a feeling that only a select few people ever have.
It is. Yeah. I mean, again, it was an organic release. I mean, we had talked prior to that game. We talk often, even, off the air. And, you talked about how it really hasn't stopped since January.
No.
It started in January, and it's been, the longest shift,
oh, boy.
That you've ever put in. But, you do get some redemption. And granted, that's week one. You still got 9 more of those, hopefully more.
Oh, yeah, there you
go. to get through. But you guys really, really got it done. And we'll bring up the scores from that week. Or I'm sorry, that's next week. We'll bring up the score, again, 21-14 over a very good Eastlake North team. I think a lot of people were looking at this as a temperature gauge for Lakeside. A lot of people there was a lot of moving pieces. Seniors gone. A lot of guys had to step up. You guys really, really did that, and you did that well. And we'll talk about some of the leaders here this week. Going back to Matt Wagner, who's third in the county for passing yards this week with 110. He has some trouble on, with the touchdown to interception, but again, it's week one.
We're gonna fix that.
And a late game, or not a late game, but a late time substitution there. Jay Williams. He's going to be number 4 this week, 13 carries, 133 yards. And I'll be honest with you, I expected exactly that, if not more. Yeah. He's such a phenomenal athlete, that kid.
Oh, he had more.
Yeah.
We had a I don't even know what that penalty would be called, but I'm not going to talk. It's not a bad, hey, one of our guys is living for himself for 3 seconds of his life and cost us 30 yards. But
extra conditioning.
Oh, he got it. He got it. Don't worry about that. He got it.
Extra conditioning. And then Jay Williams making another appearance on this one as he goes 2 catches for 55 yards. And, Jay Williams is obviously, one of the leaders out here statistically, but you really can't overlook or include guys like Nate Bartone, Devin, Czar, Zion Thomas. These kids really went out there and made plays. What was practice like last week?
It was more intense than we've had in weeks past. They, like the kids themselves were even saying, "It's real now, guys. It's real. It's real. It's real." So when you get that conversation from the kids, that buy-in, like, hey, they know that that we don't get any do-overs. We've experienced that already, and we just got to go out and work. It was a great experience to see that they were really, really working. So last week. It's funny now that I look back at it, it almost pales in comparison to what they did the last 2 days.
Yeah, you know what? That's a perfect transition point, and we'll bring that up as you guys are 1-0 and you're going against an 0-1 team, but I don't think this is going to play like an 0-1 team. This is a very talented NDCL team that you guys are going to have to go to their place after them playing, one of the best teams in Northeast Ohio in Riverside. I think Riverside's going to win a lot of football games this year as well. NDCL is looking for some get back. How are you keeping your kids' head on their shoulders ready for this game?
Because it's about us. Like, they could have 3 games before we played. They're 0-0 on Friday night. So it's really about us. Like, I respect the new coaching staff. They have an identity. This is what they want to do, and they're going to do it. So once you see that this is what they like to do, now you try to game plan yourself the same thing that they're doing in their locker rooms. But our guys is really about how, finishing, you're fit, everything you got. It's every play is important. Every single play is important. You can't take this one off. I've been saying for months now, and I've said it to you countless times, that we can't use 50% of you. So that's what we've been pressing this week.
So, Coach, from that game last week, I think it's very easy when you win a game to focus on everything that went right and everything you guys did right, because you guys got 3 touchdowns. You guys stop a big play at the end of the game because they were trying to get to the house.
Right. I can tell you this: we didn't even watch the second half as a team. Like, that's when we were good. Like, wow, that's the expectation of us. Like, hey, now to go home and do your homework on play such and such and such and such. This is what you did on play such and such. Here, offensive line coaches, talk to your offensive line and talk about the second half to them. What we did good and what we did bad. But we're not going to spend an hour of time looking at what we did good. We're going to spend 2.5 hours on this first half on what we did, why we were in the position that we were in. So we celebrated from our sidelines to our bus to our locker room, and Saturday morning it was back to work, man. Like, hey, I'm not in this for my trophies. So yeah, I got my first win, but this isn't their first win. Like, this is football. Right?
Yeah.
So I don't have time to be patting myself on the back. I say it all the time. The man upstairs made your arms too short to pat yourself on the back. So I'll try my best not to do it, man.
So let's talk about defense and then we'll go into offense. Defense, what was something that you wanted to kind of sink in, make sure you lock up? What was something, it doesn't have to be anything specific, just that you wanted to see more
of? Trust what you see. The game is won and lost on that hesitation step. So believe what you see. If you make the mistake at 100%, I can't be mad at you. But even if you succeed at 45, 70%, we're going to fix it. So it's like, believe what you see. Like, hey, this is what we've been talking about all week. And when it shows, believe it. And then if it's wrong, it's on us. It's not on you. So we're going to fix that. I say it to our kids, we got 5 adults over here looking at the game. Like, we're going to see some things that you're not going to see. And we don't have the emotion that you have. So allow us to coach and you be the player. And 2 weeks in, we're still there. But, I talked to them this week about, pretty soon we're going to have a come to Jesus moment in the season, guys. And rather than getting into it and preparing for it, then we're preparing for that come to Jesus moment now. Like today, we did something until we couldn't do it anymore. Like, I need you to, now let's go to work. Like, I want you to fail today. All the way. Everything in your body needs to hurt. And now we're going to practice. Like,
and now that's on the defensive side. On the offensive side, what was something that you're trying to, tighten up, clean up?
You're fit. You're blocking fit. Make sure you're fitting with your guy. And you're not just there to get in the way. You're really trying to play football. It's really about your blocking. That's what we've been talking about this week. Staying on your block. It's one thing to get there, but it's one thing to get there in the right position. So that's what we've been dealing with this week. That's what we've been harping on. Like, hey, you might have blocked a JV kid, but would you have gotten there if that was their defensive tackle? Yes or no? No, I wouldn't have, coach. Well, you gotta do better. So again, we say there's no my bads. I'm gonna do it better. So and we got there. We're getting there. This week, the game plan has been in. Today is rehashing it. Tomorrow is going out and pretending and get back on this bus, man.
Friday, it's time to execute.
Get back on this bus, man. That's no better feeling.
So, we've talked about the players. We've talked about how they've grown. Let's talk a little bit about your coaching staff. Let's talk a little bit about, first of all, let's go through who your coaches are. Because we didn't get to it last week. And let's talk about the growth that you've seen in these guys, because I know as an outsider's perspective, I've seen a lot.
Right. So I could say this, like, going in, I wanted coaches with fire. I wasn't looking for experience. Like, I was looking for vigor and fire. And my 5 guys, 6 guys, we got it. Like, so I can start off with our defensive coordinator, Demetrius Baker. Like, he's the kind of guy he's a quiet storm. He likes to have fun with the kids and this and that. But when it comes to calling a game, man, I don't trust too many people. Like, I trust him calling a game. Like, he's grown in the practice aspect of, like, leading a practice and a defensive practice and being the voice of the defense all practice, not just when I'm edging you to be it or whatever. He's taking his ownership. And again, like I wouldn't want to go into a game without him. I haven't coached a game on the junior high or high school level as a head without him by my side. So I trust him to call a game like I call the offense. So I appreciate him. Ryan McKendry, he's our outside linebacker coach. He's uh, my assistant receiver coach. He's my running back coach. He's my quarterback coach. He's a special teams coordinator. Like the guy just wants to work. And like I told those guys, this isn't a dictatorship, guys. I promise you, when I find out you do something better than I'm doing it, it is now your job. And Ryan is better at a lot of things than I am. So he takes it on. We got Junior Valerano. He's a young guy.
Yeah, I mean, 2 years out.
Right. But when Junior was, I want to say a freshman, he was like 145. And I remember arguing with Buzz, like, man, I want him with receiver. He was like, no, I want him with the line. Buzz won. but at that time, like he was a student of the game. So for 4 years, he was a student of the game on the offensive line from one of the people I respect most as an offensive line coach. So why wouldn't I just take a guy who's been under his tutelage to learn under me, my style, but learn from a guy who I consider is a great person to learn from. I didn't have to teach him a lot. He just gets in there and does it. Tyler Scalise, new guy on the staff, new guy in the coaching realms. Period. He's an organizer, man. Like he gets it. You know, like I don't have to say anything to Tyler. Like he's an offensive line coach as well. I don't have to say anything to him. Like he knows. Like coach, I'm over here. Good coach, I'm over here. When I come outside, if I'm late coming outside because I have to handle something inside the locker room, when I come outside, it's Tyler blowing his whistle or it's Junior blowing their whistle. Like they know, like, no, we're on a time schedule. We're not on coach. We're on a time schedule. And Tyler gets that 100%. And then Sam Cancel, man, like, again, he's the guy that I need because I need another bad guy. You know, like I need another guy that's going to get on their case like I'm going to get on their case. And he's that guy for me. Like he's really going to get on you. Like today he's on me. Like, hey, man, like we're running hurry up offense and it's 10, 9, 8. And he's rushing, man. He's rushing. It's rushing in. And he says my words back to me. I'm not counting for my health. You're right. We needed to run the play 5 seconds ago. So, you know, like you need that guy. So that's my coaching staff. Then my junior high guys come around. We got a job for them too. So, you know, they don't call X's and O's or anything like that. But I want everyone in our side of town to understand that this is a program. This is all of us, man. Like this is a youth shirt.
Yeah.
Like this is a program, man. Like, and Saturday, I didn't get any sleep Friday night. Saturday, we had film. I went to the youth games, like, and I'm standing on the field. Like, I want everyone to know, like, we trying to all across the board. Like, this is a program.
Yeah, I mean the presence, right? It's about the presence.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean it was a heck of a week one for you guys. You know, I know you guys got a lot to plan for. We've got a couple kids we're going to get here on the show in just a minute, in Matt Wagner and Chance Arnold.
Yeah.